The Marketing Funnel Strategy Show. More leads. More sales. More predictability.
Introducing Jared Hyman, sales and marketing expert. Introducing Serena Carly, marketing and outsourcing expert.
Everyone, welcome to the Marketing Funnels and Strategy Show. Welcome to the edition of the 11th of June. We are getting so close to the end of financial year here in Australia, and I am here with the wonderful Serena, as always, which is that side on my side, by the way. How you doing today, Serena?
Wrong side. You were pointing outside. Go the other way.
Yeah, I did do that, and I corrected myself. How you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing really good. What about yourself?
Doing bloody marvelously, as always, and super excited for today's episode, talking part 2 of how to go about producing profitable, scalable marketing campaigns on social media.
Have you been busy?
Meetings with you all morning, I feel like.
You're actually, I don't know if it's me or you're breaking up or something like that as well.
Yeah, my connections just decided to go down on my end, so it's pretty normal. So we'll do the best we can. So today, guys, we're talking about, part 2, how to go about producing profitable, scalable marketing campaigns on social media. This is part of the 8-step series that we're going to be going through over the next 4 weeks to discuss with you and show you exactly what you must be doing to create those and produce those profitable, scalable marketing campaigns on social media specifically. So as you guys are tuning in, what I want you to do is I want you to share this out, share it with more people. There's some people that need to hear this information. It's completely free. Share it out, share it with them, tag them below, like it, comment. We'd love to hear from you. And also just tell us where you're calling in from. We would love to hear that too. So today we're going to be talking about the part 2, which is, we sort of just do a quick summary of last week. We spoke about how important it is to think like a marketer and how to, how to think from a higher level from a marketing perspective, how you think about marketing, how you conduct your marketing, how you strategize on your marketing, and, some of the things to keep in mind when you start marketing your business on social media, and how to think like the top 1% and exactly what the top 1% do differently to everybody else. So, that's what we covered last week. So go back and check out last week's episode so you can get the full wrap. Today, we're going to be talking about part 2, which is specifically, where's your marketplace at for your business? In every single marketplace, 80% of the people that you will come across that will want your product and service won't necessarily be your marketplace. They either, you've got qualification type criteria that someone would have or your business would have as a sweet spot for someone to be able to work with you. For example, not everyone's going to pay $30,000, $40,000 for your product, your service, whatever that is. Not everyone's going to buy off you every single month. Not everyone's going to stay with you for the next 10 years. There's probably only going to be a very, very small fraction of your marketplace that will actually do that. We spoke about this very, very heavily last night on our webinar, right, Serena, that we ran, which is just on our just for our email database, basically, every single week. We spoke about this really heavily, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We had a webinar yesterday afternoon, which hopefully, I don't know if anybody will get to see that, but either way, it was actually really good. We had 30-something people on that. That was, wow, mind-blowing. And they all saved to as well.
And there was a heap of people wanting recordings, but unfortunately, we don't do recordings of these ones. So, we spoke about this in depth last night as well, and the importance of really actually physically working out where that market is, where that market hangs out, what that market does, and exactly where to find that market and how to do it. Because 80% of everything that comes to you either A, won't qualify in some way, shape or form, or just literally won't value you enough, or they won't be able to pay the amount that you ask for your service and continue to be able to do it comfortably every single month, every single year to come. It's like a lot of our mentors say, right? They say businesses are built on, empires are built on long-term clients, not first-time customers. So a lot of the time for a lot of businesses, what they're doing is they're going into the start of business relationships and expecting huge amounts of returns and upfronts and cash and all this type of stuff, which is great. But the large majority of where your relationship and where your business is going to be built from is going to be from those recurring, from those ones that come to you every single month, or one that pay, you know, for your, I guess, premium services that your business does, or, you know, those premium products that you put onto your website that are a little bit more expensive than the other ones as well. Not everyone's going to be able to go to that level. Not everyone's going to want to go to that level, and not everyone's going to want to actually value it enough to do it. So these are the little things that you've got to really understand within your market, within your audience, within your business, to really go, okay, where can I find these people, where they hang out, and how can I acquire them in very, very large, recruitment drives, so to speak, you could call it, like a recruitment drive. Where do you recruit lifetime clients from? How do you start the relationship? How do you move through that process? And we'll talk about that in the up and coming weeks, you know, what types of offers and how you go about monetizing it and everything as well, which is all part of this battle plan method. However, the bigger picture is, where do they hang out? What do they do? And if you look at your business right now, if you've got 5 or 10 clients, you probably have maybe 1, maybe 2 of them that fit that criteria. And once you've got and you understand and you know what that criteria is, and you get to know them, and then you get to work with them longer term, you know, birds of one certain feather, they actually flock together. And the longer you can, and these types of clients, when you're working with them too, they'll stay with you long term. They value your service. They're very loyal, everything like that as well. So it's like, where do you go about finding those people? And there's several different places you can find them. And I know we've gone through a lot of this actually we've gone through and reviewed everything of ours as well, Serena. Do you want to maybe share a little bit about how we're kind of reviewing the process for ourselves? Maybe we can just give that as a bit of an example for people too to go by.
In regards to what we've just been doing recently, how we're looking over the business, is that what you mean? And
yeah, so like reviewing like our market and our audience, right? We've been doing this for a long time. We've had over 150 clients that we've worked really closely with over the last, long time we've been in business. So, I think it's really good and important for people to understand as well that, we're doing this process actively too. And we've just done a fair bit of work on this recently in some tests and campaigns that we've started running.
Yeah, because I don't think we really talk about doing anything unless it's something that we are doing ourselves. And obviously what we find as successful, we want to share also. So, I know we've been talking about so much this week in particular, and we're actually sitting down with our coach next week and going through a few more strategies as well to really increase and be at that higher level. So, the strategies around the areas, the targeting that we're actually doing, I gather that's the part you're talking about that we've talked about so much, Jared. My head's all in a spin, actually.
Yes.
We've got so much going at the moment. It's amazing. Actually, I'm really enjoying it. Great challenge.
Mm-hmm. So what I'm talking about here, guys, and this will refresh you a little bit, Serena, too. So I like to just drop Serena in the deep end a lot of the time through the conversation, because I realize if I don't do that, I'll just keep talking the whole time and Serena won't be able to get a word in around me. So essentially what I'm talking about is, we're just recently reviewed where our sweet spot is with particular clients and how we can really get a very large leap forward for businesses, right? So we recently just went over all of our qualification criteria for our business and went over our actual marketing message as well that we're providing to the marketplace. and we recently went over age demographics and people that really value our service and what we do and so on as well. So we looked over ages, problems, fears, frustrations, challenges a lot of our clients go through. We've also gone through where do they hang out, who do they follow, what types of books they read, do they read any types of forums, do they attend certain networking functions, events, all these types of things as well. And we've kind of put all of that together and we've gone, okay, what's like an outcome that they're after as well as a result for their business? And, have they by chance maybe tried that before? Have they not tried that before? These are all the different aspects that we looked at. And we've gone, if we look at all of our clients, a lot of our clients are sort of late 30s into 40s, even into their 50s, a lot of our clients as well, large percentage. And, they haven't necessarily been brought up through their younger years with social media and specifically around marketing and things like that as well. A lot of it was just traditional types of marketing tactics and strategies that they've utilized in the past as well. And a lot to do with our sweet spot as well as people that have trialed social media before or are currently spending small amounts. Because we know that, if someone's got a little bit of success, we can come in, we can half their ad spend like that, like instantaneously, and we can do a couple of switches and changes within their conversion strategies, and we can help them, quite quickly. We've seen businesses within 3 days be able to double the amount of sales they've done for the previous month just in 3 days, right? So really, really quickly, we can start getting those quick results with a certain sweet spot. And as your business develops, and as you continue to understand who that audience is, who that market is, and that marketplace as well that is going to value you, pay you more regularly, and not even think twice to the value that you actually produce as well. If you can really get super clear on that, this is where you can start taking very, very fast leap forwards in your business just by focusing in on these particular areas. And these are the things that we've been working on recently. We've gone, okay, yes, we know we give a good service. Yes, we know we get results. This is the stuff we've done over the last 12 months. Now, these ones were all certain, even all these people were certain mentalities as well, we even found, right, Serena?
Yep, exactly.
And that's another thing to understand too. What type of mentality does your ideal client have? What do they consider themselves to be? Do they consider themselves to be a high achiever, or do they, call themselves hopeless, right? Or do they call themselves, I'm a tech, I'm not tech savvy at all, right? Or what do they consider themselves to be? What are their beliefs that they have as well? Even down to like the macro of what these people are feeling, what they're going through, what their mentality is like. We find a lot of these clients we work with, they consider themselves to be high achievers, and they move very, very fast with things as well. Which is a different mentality to the average person that might even be maybe just getting started, or the person that might have been maybe just, maybe it's just a side hustle or something like that as well. So,
Jared, sorry,
yes.
I've got to really quick in there and get in between that.
Yes.
I find with people have a bit of trouble with this because they find it hard to put themselves in the actual who their client is. But what they forget is that they actually used to be the client at one stage. So they need to have a look at their journey. What brought them into their business? What were they doing prior to coming into their business, and why did they do that? Because a lot of people create a business because it offers something that they wanted at some stage and they had a hard time getting it. So they wanted to create something that would be much better in offering it to people rather than the experience they had. So they just need to go back and remember that experience and why. Sometimes, not with everybody, but with most businesses. Also, when they're trying to work out what they need to do with all those questions that you were asking and talking about before, I find, with some people when they're trying to answer those questions, they have a problem. It's almost like they can't quite expand out to, like we always ask for 5 magazines that your client or customer may read, or 5 movies or something like that. But it's really important that you do understand the concept behind all of it, because it takes you into the mind of the person that you want as your client. And the more fine detail you get about everything in response to that, the more you're actually going to target the ones who you need to do business with, not just open to everyone and then people are wasting your time.
Yeah, totally agree. Because if you let's just take a bike shop, for example, right? A bike shop, not everyone's going to come into a bike shop and pay $10,000 or $12,000 or $15,000 or $20,000 for a bicycle, right? Full carbon fiber, 10-speed or 11-speed automatic car, not everyone's going to come in and spend that type of money on a bicycle. The average person might come in and spend, $500 or $900 on one. And if you told them $15,000, $20,000, they'd tell you where to go. Right, which is a clear example of how any type of business there's a different type of clientele that are more profitable, that come back more regularly, that come in and buy bike tubes every week, that come in and buy a new helmet, that come in and buy new shoes, new socks, new gear, and all this type of stuff. They spend hundreds of dollars at a time, right? It's the same with online shopping. Not everyone will come in and buy that $300, $400, $500, $1,000 dress, right? Not everyone will do that. They'll see that and they'll go, what the F? There ain't a chance in hell I'm buying that, right? It's the exact same with what we do. Not everyone's going to pay $40,000, $50,000 a year for marketing services, right? Their business, it just doesn't make sense to be able to do it yet. And even if it did make sense, that not everybody is still going to do that, right? So the idea would be is that, you've got to work out what that sweet spot is. You got to do the research. You'll do the research today, then you'll revisit it again in 12 months' time. We've been in business since July 2018 under the new brand of Business Warriors. So, we review it quite regularly. Okay, are we hitting the right targets? Who's the sweet spot? Let's have a look at what the marketplace wants. How do they? What do they want to do? What do they expect from us? What do we expect from them? And all these types of things that we go through very regularly to be able to get better understandings of where that market is at and what that market is looking for. And it doesn't matter whether you're a life coach, a health coach, a business coach, whether you're in business to business, business to consumer, whether you're in the finance industry, whether you're in real estate, whether you're an IT company, or whether you run an escorting website on, from Asia or something like that. It doesn't matter what it is. You've got to really start hitting that right marketplace, that who is that market, who is the person that's going to use this service, and you got to put yourself in front of those people with the right message, by the way.
That's very important, yes.
Exactly, because if you look at sort of what we're going to be covering the next the next 4 weeks with these 8-part video series, right, of the show, it's going to literally walk you through everything that you need. But these first points, if you just haven't got these first 4 that we're going to be speaking about over the next couple of weeks, you're going to struggle. You won't ever generate a profitable campaign. You won't ever be able to, if you get clients, it'll be luck, right? Your ad costs will go up, and that'll happen quite regularly as well. You'll launch a campaign, it'll go well, your ad costs will go up very, very regularly. There's no scalability in them. You'll start putting more budget behind it. It'll just continue going up. This is what happens if you don't have these sort of first main 4 that we're talking about as well. And the other ones right at the back end are the scalability in it all too.
I was just thinking also, Jared, like just how often sometimes we're so much in something, we are so used to how it is and what it is as to how much other people may not quite see it in the same standing, because they're They don't know these things. So when you're talking about, the 8 steps, the battle plan mindset and all that, sometimes looking at it from another mind or whatever, it may not be quite gelling. So I don't know if people really get the importance of actually having like an 8-step plan, and by following that 8-step plan, they can actually create the end result they want. I think sometimes people come in and jump in at a different level of those plans, thinking they need this and they need that and they need that, and they bypass everything else, not realizing how important each step is to each step itself. So if you follow that process all the way through, give yourself time to do it. Don't feel like you've got to go jumping in somewhere else and doing that, because it creates the very ending that you need. If you miss those steps and go higgledy-piggledy, your ending may not be exactly as how it could have been by doing the steps. Does that make sense?
It does. Totally, it does. And, it's like we say, because I know a lot of businesses as well, they say, I don't want to get rid of this client, or I don't want to, that's my nest egg, or that's my, money coming in and all this type of stuff as well. But, a lot of the time when you do cut away the things that don't serve you, it'll take you to a whole new level, because you've got space to bring the right people in. So sometimes what it takes is, it does take someone to look at it and to go, okay, I'm going to cut the ties with what I've got now to find exactly what the right fits are for my business, and you'll find that you'll grow heaps quicker. Had a conversation with a client of ours just recently, came to us and said, cool, we want you to run these campaigns, all this type of stuff. Yep, super ideal client for ours, right? Fast decisions, ready to go, let's make it happen. And they shared a bit of a story with us, which I'm not going to mention names or anything like that, but I'm going to share what they said. They said they had 4 people, so I think it was 4 people that were working for them, and one business partner said, I think there's we're not performing as well as we can, there's some challenges here, things aren't quite working the way that they should be, etc. They were producing a certain amount of contracts and sales every single week with the team that they had. They had a hard decision to make. They made a hard decision to cut away 2 team members from the team. The following week, they did literally double the amount of contracts that they've ever done, right? Just by cutting away things that didn't serve them. What does that mean? There was so much opportunity being missed. There was energy that was in the place that maybe wasn't quite sort of sitting where their company's going. People there are sitting in the wrong seats, whatever that is. But, to get a result like that, and to actually have it with half the team that you had beforehand, to be able to produce more with half a team, says something, right? So, a lot of the time what it takes is, I'm going to cut something away, right, that doesn't serve, and I can start then opening up the space for more of what is ideal, okay? And this happens very, very regularly with businesses as well, and this is why you've got to come back and start looking at the people that you're working with and go, okay, cool, where's my marketplace at? Who's the people that I want to deal with? What age are they? What demographic are they? What fears have they got? Frustrations, desires, their goals. Where are they at? Which platform are they on? What are they saying to themselves in their sleep? What's their mentality like? Do they read books? Do they not read books? Do they read forums? Do they not read forums? Do they hang out with certain areas on YouTube? Do they follow certain people? These little things, do they invest certain amounts into services that you guys currently do right now? What is their biggest challenges they've got right now, and what's their biggest desires? All of these different things, are the building blocks to, as long as you follow the first step, your mindset right, you're thinking like a marketer, right? And then the second thing is, you've got that market, you understand that market, and you're going to come across a lot of people in your marketing campaigns. 80% of them won't be a right fit, 20% of them will be. And they're the ones that are going to value you the most. They're the ones that are going to stay with you most. They're the ones that are going to buy more from you, pay more for your service. and your product, and they are also going to come and buy more regularly. So they're going to be like month-to-month type clients, these types of things as well. And these are the things that you've really got to understand, that if you can just cut away what doesn't serve, you can cut away things that aren't the right fit, turn away the things that aren't the right fit, you'll be doing more with less, right? This is what people talk about. They say how to do more with less, how to produce more with less resources, and less people and less expenses and all these types of things. It can be done. You just got to cut away the 80%, which is a lot of what the conversations have been with me and Serena as well recently. How can we cut away more? And if you guys can have the same mentality, and you can just open up that space for the people that are the most ideal, your business can take quite quick leaps forward. Just, really getting clear on where your market's at.
I think people sort of don't realise as well what's their biggest challenge and what's their biggest desires play a very big, important role in Facebook ad targeting, those two particularly. So when you can take someone from pain to pleasure, and they can see that journey, they're going to become your customer. But you need to be very precise, which once again goes back to filling in those particular details to make sure that you understand what they are. And sometimes it could be your own journey. You may have to go back and remember, if you've been in business a long time, sometimes you forget how you actually got to where you are and what you were experiencing at the time. And that could be the very, that was why I started my outsourcing business. My experience of doing the outsourcing was terrible. And I'm thinking, oh, God, it's taken me 6 months to get to where I want. I wonder if everybody else is going through this. So I decided to create a business around it. When you remember the pain before the pleasure, that's what you've got to offer, how to get there.
100%. And they're just the little things to understand, right? Because this actually builds your market. This part actually builds everything else, doesn't it, Serena?
That's right.
Which a lot of people don't realize. You get this part right, everything else just basically flows straight through.
It goes in your emails, your automated emails. You pick up what you've got in their desires, their wishes, their, what do they do? All that sort of stuff goes into your automation, and like I said, for the Facebook ads, their pain, their pleasure, it all goes into the ads, your funnels, the journey of their pain, their pleasure, and what are they experiencing and where do they want to go? It's all part of it, part and parcel.
And, if you guys are getting a little bit of value from today, what I'd like you to do is just comment below into the comments and just type the word value. We'd love to make sure that we are hitting the right, giving you guys little epiphanies, little things that you can, really kind of get from today that can help you just give you a little bit of an edge over, your competition, a little bit of an edge from where you were before as well, right? Part of this show, it's always designed because we want to add value, we want to help, we want you guys to succeed, but we want you to get a lot of this information for free that a lot of people are charging for, right? So, in hope that one day that you will come and engage with us and you will come and work with us as well. Which, we have got a few of you here that are working with us now that do watch live, and we appreciate you guys, and Sue Wood being one of them as well. Thanks for jumping on today, Sue. Thanks for also jumping across as well, Laurie. Really appreciate you. So, Serena, is there anything else that we missed for today, or anything further you want to add, or before we wind this beastie up?
No, I'm thinking that, even what we're doing now, because we always do things to give value to people, like, the weekend coming up next week for our clients, it's free. The webinar we did yesterday, on email marketing and all the tips for there, it's free. And of course we don't do everything for free, but we need people to know who we are so they can, trust us, I guess. It's relationship building. Once again, all about relationship building, customer service, whether someone's watching this that's not our customer, maybe one day you will be. So you need to know, who you would be dealing with and what we're like and everything. So it's really important. You could be doing this sort of stuff yourself as well, for your own business. I'm sure it comes in there at some process, does it? in the 8 steps that we're doing. I'm just trying to find.
And guys, also as well, just do make sure as well that you jump on later on today. We've got an interview with Sean O'Leary, who's a client of ours as well, and he's just got some incredible knowledge around, pain management. How to get rid of pain within your body as well. Like if you got back pain, if you got neck pain, if maybe you've just got a little bit of a discomfort or a little bit of tightness through your body in certain areas now, or if you lack a little bit in flexibility and it just from time to time it does get a little bit of discomfort around those areas. This is his area of expertise, is what he's really, really good at. It's something he's been doing for 50 years now as well. So we're going to be basically breaking apart all of this as well, and putting it all back together as to what you can do to be able to get out of and completely eradicate, in a lot of cases, that pain that may be in your body as a result of maybe an injury or anything like that, so you can start performing at a better version of yourself as well. So super excited about that interview later on today. It's in a couple of hours time, actually. So it'll be super exciting. Make sure you're around for that one later on today. So you're just topping that we rock.
Yeah, why not? Someone's got to say it.
Yeah, 100%.
Can't pat yourself on the back. Who can?
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for tuning in today. Make sure you're back here in a couple of hours' time for the interview with Sean. Make sure you don't miss that. It's going to be epic. If you have any other questions or anything you'd like for us to cover on future episodes, just let us know in the comments, and we'll be happy to reach out and cover those in future episodes as well. My suggestion is make sure that you just literally just see the page first. If you go to the top of the page, there should be a section where you can just say first and follow the page. You just get notifications every time we go live. Make sure you just mark out of your calendar 1 p.m. Australian Western Standard Time on Monday and also Friday, which is 5 p.m. 3 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. in New Zealand, and I think it's 7 a.m. in the UK as well. So just block those out of your calendar as well, so that you can get notified every Monday and every Friday that we go here live, because we have some pretty pivotal stuff that we're going to be sharing over the next 8 weeks for you guys as well. If you would like someone to plan out a bit more of a strategy for you and for your business as well, and maybe you haven't chatted to us or at all in the past, and you'd like to get to know us a little bit more from that perspective and how we could help. If you are a business that does consider themselves to be a high achiever personally as a business owner, if you do have at least $500 a month to spend on marketing, you can continuously do that month in, month out for the rest of the year. If you can meet those criteria, we'd love to have a chat and help you put together more of a personalized plan for yourself as well. So there's a link that Serena's just put up that you guys can click and book a time on there as well. So super excited. Tune in for a couple of hours time, guys. Hang around, and we will be diving deeper into pain and pain management and exactly what you can do as well to learn, get out of that too.
1.5 hours.
1.5 hours time. So it's close, super close.
In.
100%. Time to get some lunch. Thanks so much, everybody. And just remember this one thing: if you do not fight for your own freedom, absolutely nobody else will. So every single day you must get out there. Every single day you must take action. Every single day you must make it happen. And remember to be the warrior. I will see you guys in 1 hour and a half for the show with Sean O'Leary. Speak to you soon.
Bye.